I think the correspondents in Vice across the board are really quite extraordinary because it's not quite the same, but a friend of mine, it was actually, well, it's a long story, but a reporter that I'd started out with way back in my first job is Glenn Thrush, who's now covering the White House for the New York Times.
Right.
Glenn and I were reporters together, and I remember he liked this one reporter's style. He said, he's got the $1 million common touch. And I thought, that's interesting. And in the same sense, I think the Vice correspondents have this certain kind of ability to be in a situation, to appear real, cool, but also invested and serious about what they're doing in a way that's, that's not easy. That's a real, true
that's a real skill.
Talent, and it's also
Yes.
unpredictable because you could take a person who has some training in journalism and they'd be a total natural, they would take to it quickly, and you could take someone else who could go through a FOIA document like nobody's business, and you could take them to drama camp, and it's just not going to matter. And I know that Beverly has a lot more of insight into that, but that's a very difficult thing to find in itself. And there's so many components to how these things come together properly. You have Shane Smith starting a fanzine, a magazine way back then, leading up to all like what you have now, which is an incredible architecture of work that's going on that has all these components, has verite style, has some of the best shooting that you'll see on television. It has really good writing, which, by the way, writing for television is definitely like writing with a 500-pound pencil. It's incredibly difficult. It's incredibly difficult to be concise and elegant in the writing. Very difficult to do.
Right.
And then again, the story selection, and the willingness to go out and engage in stories that other people either aren't thinking of, or don't have the opportunity to do, or just don't necessarily see the value in them, but they should.
Right.